Ugh. The showgrounds are a little too big for my liking. We've been walking around in dense crowds for 2 hours now, and I felt myself swooning 3 times. Living in the Midwest, everyone!
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually surprised that they were able to put aside so much room for this. I mean, like, I think the biggest shock to me was the fucking stadium that they hosted the Olympics in 2012 in London. Because, like, that was a big deal. They uprooted a lot of people for that to build that stadium. And it basically has gone unused since then.
Yep.
Yeah. Also, fuck the Olympics. I just want to put that out there. I know we were talking about the World's Fairs and stuff before, and the Olympics came up, but I don't think I'd willingly support the Olympics ever, because it's just terrible.
Yep.
There are a lot of people, aren't there? I've almost been trodden on 3 times, too. 2 times 3. Be careful, won't you, Iris? Don't let go of my hand. Oh, it's like me with you. Just tie a balloon around her waist. We finally made it through the throng.
Not gonna help if I get trampled.
By the look of it. Here we are underneath the public experimentation stage where the explosion happened yesterday. So what the fuck happened? They blew up the Crystal Tower? Okay, something's happening though. What's that? I've never seen that before. Oi, haven't you ever seen the British flag before? That's the, what do they call it? What is the... What
Something
is
Jack.
the fucking candle jack. I can hear voices in my head. And from up on stage, but not... I don't feel like the second one's less important. Sounds like an argument. Right, I've had it with you this time. I'm warning you, I'll arrest you in a minute.
Jenny!
Great. Oh yeah? Go on then, Inspector. Give it a shot. You ain't got no evidence and you know it. Wait, I know those voices. Really? Really? Do you now? You got a cheeky little mouth, you young lady. You better not in the stairs. We teach you some manners. This feels like a case 2. This feels like... This feels like they were planning on this being the case 2 of this game, and I don't know. Again, I'm just pointing holes at the order that they put these in. Just try. I can't remember Jenny's voice because she's like almost Irish, but less high pitched and more British. Just try, I dare you. If you want that bag of chips rammed down your throat.
There you go.
That's almost it.
Yoo-hoo! Gregsy, what you doing up there?
Ah! It's you! Here, you're here. Here you are, here, your ladyship. How are you, your ladyship? I do hope you're well, your ladyship. Does that make her 3 times a lady?
I'm not well at all. It's far too busy everywhere. I wanted to ride in a balloon, but there was a 3-hour queue.
Unbelievable. I'll go and have a word for you at once, your ladyship. You'll be flying as high as a kite in no time once I pull some strings for you. I redid Gregson's voice if it wasn't obvious, and I think I prefer this one. Tobias Gregson. Yeah, this is reintroducing him. This feels like this was supposed to be case 2. We met him 1 case ago. Yeah, it's giving the full recap. Oh my god. Yeah, so I think they... I don't know, this is kind of a weird thing, but I think it would have been better if they just hadn't addressed Kazuma in the first game. Like, he just appears, or he is your assistant in the first game. I would have lost out. We would have missed out on Susato, which would have been really sad. I think the second case from first game should have been the second or third case for this game.
Wait, what do you mean, Kazuma?
Kazuma, like I think Kazuma well, the thing is how I would rearrange. If any case doesn't fit in the first game, it's the second case. But we can't not have the second case because that's Kazuma's death, and you need to explain that. I think that either Kazuma needs to be in the first game the whole way through, and you just save case 2 for this game, like you go and visit Susato, and on the way back he dies. Mm-hmm. It still feels like a filler case, but I just, like, if we have, like, if we need to write Kazuma out of the story, that would be the way I would do it. I think that it should go case 1 from the first game, then case 4 case 4 from the first game, case 2 from this game. Those can be your filler shit. Oh, no, sorry, I forgot, because we can't have case 3. We have to have case 3 from the first game. So realistically, I'd say it should go case 1 from the first game, case 3 from the first game, case 2 from this game, and then case 5 from the first game. Or, wait, shit. No, hold on. Case 1, case 3, then case 4... then case 2 from this game, then case 5 from the last game. Yeah, so that's kind of a complete arc, you know. So you've got the Natsume stuff, and you've got all of the gilded stuff, and all still kinds of ties in. I think that would make the most sense logically. And then for this game, you start with Susato because that's fun, and I actually saw somebody on Twitter that I follow that is going through these games as well, and he actually ranked Case 1 from Game 2 as one of the worst games in this series, and I was like, how? He also ranked Case 5 from the first game at that low, and I admit Case 5 has its problems, but I think, 1 in this game is actually a pretty decent start. I don't know. I didn't think it was that bad. It's just it's kind of generic, but it's still a good first case. Yeah, I'd do case 1 from this game. I'd do case 2 from the second game, if they wanted to put that there. Or I'd have that be the third case, and I have this be the second case, because that kind of makes a little bit more sense, because you can have a little bit of a... This can be your flashback, I guess. I don't know. Once I find out more about this case, we can kind of go back and forth, but I feel like those two fit together more than the second case does in the first game. And this is definitely giving second case vibes of being reintroduced to Gregson. Mm-hmm. Even though we already fucking just met him. Exactly, because we have that flashback. That flashback kind of fucking ruins the course of this game. Mm-hmm. So if I ever get in a situation where I play this game with Scott, I will do it out of order. I will do our order for the cases. Okay. There are limits, surely, or there should be. Watch it, sunshine! Sorry. Although the problem therein is that you basically get spoiled with the fact that Kazuma dies, but whatever. What gives then? Don't tell me you're on this case. Yes, I'm acting for the defense.
So we're here to investigate.
For the future, Pilot, please forgive me if by doing this all out of order you get super confused. Dear me, that's the situation, is it? Is it really that troubling?
I would say Jenny.
Yeah.
A measly 5 bob, is that all you got?
Yep.
You're a lawyer, ain't ya? You could stand to carry a bit more copper around in your pockets, Mr. Odo.
What? Hey, that's my last bit of spending money, that is.
You can have it back, but I'll have to charge you for all the bother. 3 bob.
How much is a bob? This is Gina Lestrade, a pickpocket or diver born and bred in the East End of London. In the case that led to my own suspension 6 months ago. This is the young girl I was defending in court.
What's your problem, Odo?
Diver, pickpocket. Wait, you have the power of fucking...
I still say what
hold on!
you said. I still say what you said. That no.
Wait, no. He wasn't even thinking that. He was saying that out loud. That's even funnier now that I think about it.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, so it's canonically still just Susato that can read minds.
Okay.
What's with all the name calling? You want a bag of chips rammed down your throat and all that, do you?
Shit. Where would you even get the chip? Oh, right.
Thought you were proud to be a diver.
You were just arguing with Inspector Gregson about it, weren't you? I assumed you'd been up to your usual tricks here at the showground. I mean, you are, considering you stole my pocket change.
That ain't no way to talk to a lady, Odo. Half a year's gone a long time. People can change. I'm an apprentice now, learning to be a Scotland Yard detective. So you'll have to call me what everyone else does. It's Inspector Lestrade. Ah, there you go.
Because Inspector Lestrade is the inspector in classic Sherlock Holmes stories. I was wondering when we were gonna get to that point. I thought it was really interesting that Gina was the Lestrade, even though Gregson is much more suited for that role.
Mm-hmm.
Inspector? That badge is homemade, surely. The inspector part isn't entirely accurate. No one calls it that. For what it's worth, anyway, investigating is off the cards for all of us. What? Did you get fired? Well, wait, yeah, no, you're right. I forgot the fact that after the case for the last game, he was taken off duty because he spilled fucking government secrets in court. Right, well, I'll be back up top. You hold the fort down here, alright?
Right, sir.
I'm just glad that I don't have to switch between Gina and McGilded, because that is English to Irish is such a fucking strong difference. It's hard. This raises a lot of questions. What's up? It was 8 months ago now that I first encountered Gina in connection with a case I was working on. At the time, she was living in the East End with a group of other orphans. She helped all of them survive by pickpocketing, but then she got embroiled in a murder.
I had a lot of time to think in prison. I realized I couldn't go on like I was.
That's right, she got taken to prison for something else related to the murder.
For holding a gun. Because
No? No, that was not it. I think it was perjury. Yeah, it was perjury because she lied during McGilded's case, and that came out during her murder trial.
Mm-hmm. I thought she also got a little bit of time because she did hold what's-his-face at gunpoint. It was on caption on.
Oh, yeah, that could be it too.
Threatening him to say, hey,
yeah,
tell me what Sholmes is hiding.
I think you're right.
I forgot about these!
Mouse. And dolphin.
That's my...
I'm so pleased to hear it, Jenny. Well done.
So, you went from being a pickpocket to a detective.
It just felt like a natural step, ain't it? Inspector Lestrade. Sounds like something out of a book, eh?
But, talk about a sea change.
And then there's Iris's old man to think about.
Iris's father, you mean?
Yeah, I promised her, didn't I? I said I'd get all the police forces around the world to pull out all the stops looking for him.
Just a small promise then, nothing serious.
Oh, Ginny, you're so sweet.
Also, why is she wearing this outfit? It's just her outfit for this game?
Probably.
So anyway, that's how I had a go at the test for Scotland Yard. Well, the trouble is, I don't read so well, do I?
Just a small problem, nothing serious. I saw this the other day, but fun fact, most people couldn't fucking read up to this point in history.
No, and most noblemen couldn't
even
read.
Noblemen, yeah, you know the post I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Reading was really rare, and not for lack of education, but just lack of caring. Honestly, people just didn't give a shit. Or I don't know if that's really fair, but whatever.
That's when Hurley approached Gregsy and asked him for help. So the inspector said he'd take full responsibility for Ginny and made her a sort of apprentice.
That was very magnanimous of Inspector Gregson, and brave.
Well, you know Hurley. He enjoys finding ways to make people do what he wants.
A great detective likes digging for dirt, in other words.
So, the long and short of it is, if you've got questions about the case, you can ask Inspector Lestrade.
Right then, Inspector. Is it Lestrade or Lestrade?
I think it's Lestrade.
Lestrade. Fucking, I keep messing that up because I think it's one, and I'm like, oh, that doesn't sound right. And I say the other, and I go with that until I think to correct myself again. And it just keeps going back and forth.
Yeah.
Actually, there's still a big mystery surrounding Gina, isn't there? There is? Oh, and she read my mind, apparently. She's been taking lessons from Susato. Well, 6 months ago, Gina was the defendant in a trial prosecuted by the Reaper.
She hadn't died yet.
Yeah. Trial in which she was found not guilty, and yet, here she is still.
Come on, you're not still on about that, are you? Legend of the Reaper, whatever it's called. God, you don't have...
The old Jenny died. The pickpocket died.
Yeah, that was my twin sister, Ginny. I'm Gina. If I didn't half worry, there probably wouldn't be a whole lot of you left.
It's like I told you before, ain't it? The Reaper's kinda like him upstairs, so he knows what I'm like on the inside. He's like Santa. I ain't really done nothing wrong.
Except for pickpocketing.
What about Mr. Natsume in Japan? He's perfectly fine, isn't he?
No. Perhaps the Reaper is more discerning than I thought.
Exactly, so on it, Word. I'm totally fine.
She gives us a note that says help.
Something Inspector Gregson said before seemed a little strange. Why are we flashing back to a scene 2 minutes ago? Anyway, investigation's off the cards for all of us.
Yes, naughty old Gregsy ran off after that without explaining himself. Right, that. The boss said no one's allowed to investigate that weird machine what blew up yesterday. Well, that's not fair. We're representing the defendant.
In that case, could you at least tell us what you've learned about from your investigations?
Nah, you're not getting it. We ain't allowed to investigate neither.
Would British people say neither or neither? Because I think that is a difference among English to American, but it's kind of adopted itself into the American lexicon, so now you can technically say either. And either is the exact same way. You can say either or either, and both are acceptable in American English. But I think one is still the only one used in British English.
What did the boss call him again? The forensic investigation team, I think?
The FIT! Oh my god! I watch their show, or listen to their show on the radio every night.
Anyway, apart from their lot, no one's allowed to lay a finger on the scene. Bit funny, ain't it?
So even Scott...
Hello. What's all this then?
There you go, there she is.
That was just me doing the bit. So even Scotland Yard's own detectives can't investigate. Yes, I've never heard something like that before.
I thought I have a grand on the quiet there, but boss caught me at it. You probably heard him.
Fucking this fucking line is just why she's so British, so much more Cockney than everybody else, because her text skips over letters in a very, very British way, very Cockney accent, which I get is the point. But come on.
You probably heard him give me a full baby fall from down here. It's not bleeding fair.
I think you were giving him as much of an earful back as I remember it.
Yeah, well, sometimes I think it's all them chops what make him so stubborn.
Also, speaking of which, did we talk about this on camera? I can't even remember, but like the fact that the new monarch of the British monarchy is 78 upon taking the throne really leads me that he's gearing up to be the shortest lived monarch in recorded British history.
Mm-hmm.
Because like most people don't even make it to 78. Like I mean, granted, yes, the monarchy is fucking fabulously wealthy, and they get the best care and medical treatment and the best like diet.
But you also need
exercise.
to understand that most of their lineage is a bunch of
yeah, they're also fucking yeah. On the one hand, they've got all the care and resources they could possibly get, and that's something that most people do not have. But on the other hand, they're fucking inbred, so it's like. I don't know.
You say something to him, Odo? Go on, see if you can get through to him.
He's up on the platform above us, is he? Where the machine that exploded is.
We can try, can't we, Bruno? Gregsy will listen to us.
Well, I'll finish talking to Gina at least, because, you know, she's here.
God, it was out of this world, it was. The brain bloke pulled a bunch of levers on his machine. It suddenly started billowing smoke, then just went pop. So did the victim.
I'm really worried that there's not going to be a victim in this case, because the fucking explosion. I'm really hoping, though, that the victim shows up and is totally fine, and they actually got teleported, because that seems really interesting. Or, even better, the victim's body shows up in the Crystal Tower, because that feels like it will be a fucking big-ass twist that they would do, and I love... This is giving me vibes for the Case 6-3 from the main series. That game takes place around a circus, and you have to fucking... Same as the case that you were referring to earlier about from Danganronpa 3. The defendant is one of the magicians, and they won't tell you the secret of the trick, even though it's vital to proving their innocence, because the magician never reveals her secrets. That is the whole reason that she doesn't say anything about the trick. And the fact that that's the weakest case in Game 6, in my opinion, is just speaks to the fact that every case in 6 is really fucking good. What?
Then it just went pop. I ain't seen a better experiment here yet.
Sorry?
You mean you saw it, Jenny? With your own eyes? Of course I did. Boss is in charge here, ain't he? Of keeping everything running smooth, I mean.
Boss being Inspector Gregson, I suppose. It's going to take some getting used to.
So all I have to say is that I'm on duty and I can do whatever I want to. Get this, I was up one of them flying balloons when it happened, watching it from above. No, you're so lucky, Ginny. Maybe I should join Scotland Yard too.
I feel like that would be the perfect role for you, or at least Herlock, to be part of Scotland Yard, because their, investigative technology that they've invented could actually be useful in a court of law.
You know how to put the boss in his place, alright? Horace, you'd have no trouble at all. It's too bad I'm 10.
It's too bad I'm... Hold on. 10? Yeah, I was right. I mean, if they fucking let Gina in... Well, I guess she's 18. He looks younger than 33. And Barrack Von Zieks looks older than 33.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well.
When it's settled, when do I start?
No. You can't just join Scotland Yard, Iris.
We'll see. Anyway, what I don't understand is this. If the machine exploded so spectacularly, how can Professor Bunny Brainbeat still be claiming that his experiment was a success? Right. Well, it was a success, in a way.
It was.
The body did teleport.
I can't wait for that to be the twist. Please. I want teleportation. Fucking Case DLC 5 for Dual Destinies is the most... No, not that one. The DLC case from 6, which is canonically the last in the whole fucking main series, is such a boring case. It's one of the worst ones. And it revolves around time travel. And it's so disappointing that a case centered around time travel is so boring. But I'm glad that we've gotten at least a few cases that revolve around teleportation and the lack of reality therein. So surely after the whole machine blew up, no one could call the experiment a success. So like I said, it did sort of work. I mean, yeah, there was a load of smoke and all that whopping great bang. But where do you think they found the victim's body, eh? In the Crystal Tower over there. So it was a cannon. They fucking fired his body like a cannon. It had to have been.
Mm-hmm.
You can see for yourself, can't you? Up there above the scaffold. Oh. Well, the glass is broken, you mean? The cage what the victim got in to start with really did get beamed through the air or whatever and landed all the way over there. So, you see, it kinda did work, didn't it? What? I don't believe it. I mean, I don't get the ins and outs of it, but anything's possible, right? With science? No, technically, no, that's kind of the problem. Science basically is like, this is what's not possible. I'll tell you what. Oh, I'll tell you what. You can have this. It's a plan of the experiment they drew up with the yard. Are you sure? I got plenty of copies. I had 3 bob off you before, so fair's fair. Yes, I didn't actually give that to you, did I? This is actually a really fun dynamic, and I really hope that they keep this up. But like having a former pickpocket be the detective of this game.
Mm-hmm.
Or, what I'm assuming, I really hope they don't just toss Gino aside just to bring back Gregson, because Gregson's kind of fun. He's fine. He's got a fun gimmick, but I feel like the one game for him was fun, was enough. I don't think they really needed to be more than that. All right, let's see what this thing's all about. Okay.
It's a cannon.
It looks like a cannon. I don't know what I'm looking at. And I can't expect it at all. Maybe I just present to you. Will that work? Nope. Where'd you go? Where did it go? Looking for this, Odo? Just got fucking magic act. See, this is almost like Trudy, right? Trudy is a character I wish got more screen time in the sequel trilogy because, like, she's almost interesting. And I get that, like, the Apollo, the first game is kind of centered around her, and she does have, like, a significant impact, but, like, only in the same way that Maya does in the original trilogy, but with less screen time. Like, she's not even your prosecuting assistant for the 5th and 6th games. But she has a really fun gimmick where she steals shit from you, and she teleports it to her magic panties. Yeah, so she does the rabbit in the hat, but she doesn't have a hat, she has panties. And that is actual teleportation, as far as I'm aware. But don't worry about that.